The Desert Fox, a legend is born, Erwin Rommel. The name still echoes through history, synonymous with tactical brilliance and battlefield daring. Born in 1891, Rommel's military career began long before World War II, but it was during this global conflict that his name would become legendary. He was nicknamed the Desert Fox by his British adversaries, a testament to his cunning and elusive nature in the harsh, unforgiving battlefields of North Africa. His ability to outmaneuver and outthink his opponents earned him respect and fear alike. But Rommel's legend wasn't built solely on victories. His reputation was also shaped by his innovative tactics and his deep commitment to the welfare of his soldiers. He was known for leading from the front, sharing the hardships of his men and earning their unwavering loyalty. It was forged in his unwavering commitment to his soldiers, his innovative strategies, and his ability to inspire both fear and respect in equal measure. His leadership style was unconventional, often defying orders to achieve greater success on the battlefield. Rommel's story is not one of simple heroism. It is a tale of a man who navigated the complexities of war with a unique blend of audacity and caution. He was a complex figure, a loyal German soldier who achieved fame at the height of Nazi power. Despite his association with the Nazi regime, Rommel was known to have conflicted feelings about its leadership and policies. His battlefield genius is undeniable, but his legacy remains intertwined with the darkest chapter in human history. His tactical prowess could not be separated from the broader context of the war and the atrocities committed during that time. This is the story of his rise to prominence, his internal conflicts, and his ultimate downfall in the face of tyranny. Rommel's life serves as a reminder of the complexities of war and the multifaceted nature of those who fight it. A soldier's beginnings, Rommel in the Great War. Erwin Rommel's military career didn't begin with grand victories or sweeping campaigns. Born in 1891, he was a young officer during World War I, a conflict that would shape his destiny. It was in the trenches of the Western Front that Rommel first displayed the bravery, decisiveness, and almost instinctive grasp of battlefield tactics that would later define his legend. He wasn't a general then, but a lieutenant leading men in close-quarters combat. He earned the Iron Cross, Germany's highest military decoration, not once but twice. His courage under fire and his ability to outmaneuver the enemy, even with limited resources, marked him as a soldier to watch. These early experiences, forged in the crucible of war, would lay the foundation for his future triumphs and tragedies. Blitzkrieg across France, a new kind of warfare. This was a revolutionary approach to combat that would change the face of warfare forever. The years between the world wars saw Rommel continue his military career, honing his skills as a tactician and instructor. He was deeply involved in the development of new military strategies and techniques, preparing for the conflicts that lay ahead. But it was the invasion of Poland in 1939 that truly launched him onto the world stage. This campaign demonstrated the effectiveness of the Blitzkrieg tactics that Rommel would later perfect. As a Panzer Division commander, Rommel embraced the new doctrine of Blitzkrieg lightning war. This strategy emphasized speed, surprise, and the use of combined arms to achieve rapid victories. This revolutionary approach combined tanks, motorized infantry, and air power into a fast, overwhelming force that shattered enemy lines and sowed chaos. The coordination between different branches of the military was crucial to its success. The 1940 invasion of France showcased Rommel's mastery of Blitzkrieg. His ability to adapt and innovate on the battlefield made him a formidable opponent. His 7th Panzer Division became known as the Ghost Division for its speed and unpredictability. This nickname reflected their ability to appear where the enemy least expected them. Rommel disregarded traditional military thinking, pushing his tanks forward with relentless aggression, bypassing enemy strongpoints and exploiting gaps in their defenses. His bold tactics often left the enemy in disarray. This lightning advance through Belgium and France stunned the Allies and solidified Rommel's reputation as one of Germany's most capable commanders. His innovative strategies and fearless leadership would leave a lasting impact on military history. The North African crucible, Rommel's greatest stage. In 1941, Rommel was sent to North Africa to bolster the struggling Italian forces fighting the British. It was in the vast, unforgiving deserts of Libya and Egypt that the legend of the Desert Fox was truly born. Facing a determined enemy and often outnumbered, Rommel's tactical genius shone through. He utilized the mobility of his tanks to devastating effect, constantly outmaneuvering and outsmarting his British opponents. His victories at Gazala, Tobruk and Mersa Matruh became legendary. He earned the respect of his men, who admired his courage and willingness to share their hardships. Even his enemies, like British General Bernard Montgomery, recognized his skill. However, Rommel's successes in North Africa were ultimately unsustainable. He faced constant supply shortages, and the tide of the war was slowly turning against Germany. But sand and shadows doubts beneath the desert sun. As Rommel's fame grew, so did his disillusionment with the Nazi regime. Initially, he had viewed Hitler as a strong leader who could restore Germany to its former glory. However, the reality of the Nazi regime, with its brutality and disregard for human life, began to weigh heavily on his conscience. The vastness of the desert, with its stark beauty and unforgiving nature, became a backdrop for his internal struggles. He witnessed firsthand the horrors of war, the casualties on both sides, and the futility of endless conflict. His letters and diaries from this period reveal a man increasingly torn between his duty to his country and his growing moral qualms about the regime he served. A whisper of dissent, the seeds of rebellion. By 1944, Rommel's doubts about Hitler and the Nazi regime had solidified into outright opposition. The once loyal general had become disillusioned with the Führer's leadership and the direction in which the country was heading. He had witnessed the devastation of the Eastern Front, the atrocities committed against civilians, and the futility of continuing a war that Germany was destined to lose. The horrors he saw firsthand left an indelible mark on him, making him question the morality and purpose of the conflict. He believed that Germany needed to negotiate a peace settlement with the Western Allies to avoid utter destruction. Rommel understood that the relentless bombing campaigns and the advancing Allied forces would soon bring Germany to its knees. His experiences in North Africa, where he had fought with respect for his opponents, further fueled his belief that a different path was possible. In the harsh deserts, he had seen the value of honor and chivalry, even amidst the brutality of war. He began to associate with a growing circle of resistance members within the German military and government. These were individuals who, like Rommel, had grown weary of the Nazi regime's tyranny and sought a way to end it. These men and women, united in their opposition to Hitler, saw in Rommel a potential leader, a man with the stature and popularity to rally the nation against the Nazi regime. They believed that with Rommel at the helm, they could inspire a broader movement to overthrow Hitler and restore Germany's honor. Operation Valkyrie, the plot that failed. The assassination attempt on Hitler's life on July 20th, 1944, known as Operation Valkyrie, was a desperate gamble to end the war and save Germany from itself. While Rommel was not directly involved in the plot, he was aware of its existence and sympathetic to its aims. He believed that a change in leadership was necessary to prevent further bloodshed and negotiate a peace settlement. The failure of the assassination attempt had disastrous consequences for Rommel and countless others. The Gestapo, Hitler's secret police, launched a brutal crackdown, arresting and executing anyone suspected of involvement in the plot or opposition to the regime. Rommel's reputation and popularity, once his shield, now made him a liability, a potential rallying point for dissent. The price of defiance, Rommel's tragic end. Accused of complicity in the plot against Hitler, Rommel was given a stark choice: face a show trial and certain execution, bringing shame upon his family and tarnishing his legacy, or die by his own hand, preserving his honor and protecting his loved ones. On October 14, 1944, Erwin Rommel took his own life. He was 53 years old. The official announcement proclaimed he had died of a heart attack, a fiction designed to mask the regime's brutality and preserve the image of a fallen hero. Rommel's state funeral, attended by high-ranking Nazi officials, was a macabre spectacle, a final cynical attempt to exploit his legacy for propaganda purposes. Legacy of a soldier, hero, maverick, enigma. Erwin Rommel remains a figure of enduring fascination and debate. He was a brilliant military tactician, a courageous leader, and a man of complex contradictions. He achieved fame fighting for a regime he came to despise, a loyal German soldier who ultimately turned against the Nazi ideology. His story is a reminder that history is rarely black and white, and that even in the darkest of times, individual choices matter. Whether remembered as a hero, a maverick, or an enigma, Rommel's legacy continues to challenge us to confront the complexities of war, loyalty, and the enduring struggle between duty and conscience.